Drawing this coconut is easier than you think, and I'm going to show you how you can draw this even if you are a beginner in digital art. Before you start drawing, download my brushes and color palette for this illustration. And if you will enjoy this video and like to draw more of me, check out my Patreon where I have more step-by-step tutorials like this and Procreate brushes. Link is in the description. And with all that being said, let's start. Let's make a new canvas, A4 canvas from Procreate. Rotate it this way. And first we can color the background in black. So let's open the layers, go here to the background color and pick black like this. Tap on done. Now we can take the first color to draw the coconut. So let's go here and we'll take this color here. Let's pick the brush for this. Let's go to inking and take Studio Pen. Let's make the brush size 11. And we can draw here an ellipse shape like that. It can be jagged a little bit, it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's color this inside. And now we'll draw the second part of the coconut here on the new layer. So let's make the layer. And let's move this layer under that first layer here. So let's draw an arc like this. Kind of like an arc, go down here and now close it so we can color this. Now before I move on any further, I want to make this a little bit bigger and move it to the side. So I will open the layers and I will swipe on this layer to the right to have them both selected. Now I will take the arrow tool and I will move it here. And I will make it just a little bit bigger. Now I will tap here to finish this. Now we can draw the inside of the coconut on a new layer. Let's go to the layers. And so we can see better what we're drawing, we can first turn off this one. Now let's tap on the layer number 1 and let's make a new layer above it. Let's pick the color. Take this one and we are going to draw a shape a little bit smaller than this one. Like this. Let's color this inside. And now we can make a new layer to draw the hole inside of this coconut. So let's do that. Let's change the color. We can take this one now. And again, let's draw a smaller shape than this one that we drew before. Like that. And color this inside. Now we can bring back that layer that we turned off, this one. And we can start adding textures here. Let's tap on this layer and make a new layer above it. Let's tap on it and set it to clipping mask. So this way whatever we're going to draw here will be visible only on the area of the shape that is on the layer underneath it. Let's pick the color. Take this one. And now we can pick a brush with some texture. Let's go here to Artistic. And let's take hearts. Let's make the brush size 22 and brush opacity 66. We can add this texture now here like that. Now let's change the color. Take this one and do the same thing. And now we can add here some more texture on the new layer. Let's make the layer, set it to clipping mask. Let's keep this color that we have now. Let's change the brush. Let's go to charcoals and take burnt tree. Let's make the size here 6%. Let's set it here like this, following the shape of the coconut here. Don't use too much pressure with your pencil, do it very lightly. Now let's take that other color, this darker one here, and do the same. So very lightly I'm adding this texture here. This looks nice now, but we can still make it nicer by adding one more layer, setting it to clipping mask, and here we are going to change the blending mode. We'll set it to multiply. We can take here the color of our base color for the coconut, so this one, and add it here like that. This will give us this nice dark color here. And now let's take a small break, and I would like to ask you to like this video and write a comment with word water. It will mean a lot to me and I will be very happy to see who's watching my video. And now let's go back to drawing. This is good for now, we can always come back here later and add some more. Now let's add a texture to that rim part of the coconut here. So let's open the layers, go to this layer here and make a new layer above it. Let's set it to clipping mask. Let's change the color, take this one and add it here. Now we can take the other color, this one, and add it here too. And now again, let's make a new layer, set it to clipping mask, change this to multiply, take the base color, this one, and add it very lightly in a few places. Now let's add some texture to the white part of the coconut here. So let's open the layers, go to this layer here, and make a new layer above it. Let's set it to clipping mask. And let's pick the color. We can take this color. Let's change the brush here. Let's go here to my free brushes. I'm going to use siakulaart pencil. If you want, you can pick any other brush that you like. I will make the brush size here 74 and brush opacity 58. Now I'll be going this way, following that ellipse shape like that, going towards the inside of it, and I'll be adding lines like this. Now I will change the color to this one, and I'll add it in the same way. I will make the brush size smaller now, 17. And I'll just make a few more defined lines like this. Now I'll make the brush size 100% and I will tilt my pencil so I can add it like this now. Cover a bigger area of this and add a nice shading here. I will do the same now with that first color, this one. And now I'll make the brush size smaller again, 17. And we want to make this edge here not so perfect. Let's do it on that layer. So let's go to this. And just make this not such a nice line. Add here some texture to the edges. Now we can work more on this shape. We'll add here some more color. For this we're going to set this layer to alpha lock. So let's tap on it and pick alpha lock. So now we can just draw only on that shape that is already on this layer. Let's pick the color. Take now this one. And let's make the brush size bigger, 100%. And tilt it and add it here like that. Now let's change the color. Take this one. And we can add this color more here by the left side and the bottom part. And now let's take that light color, the first one here in a line, and edit it here like this, very, very lightly. Now we can draw the hair on the coconut shell. For this we are going to make a new layer over here and we'll change the color. Let's take this one and let's make the brush size 17. And we can just draw random hairs like that all over this coconut shell. Let's make the brush size smaller now, 8%, and let's make the opacity 100%, and add some more like this, more visible. Let's change the color now. Take this one and do the same. Just add some more of this hair. I'll change the color again. Now this one. And add it. And now let's take the dark color, this one, and draw some hair like this. I will add a few light ones here at the back. And now before we draw the water here, we are going to add shadow and light to this coconut. So we can start with adding light and shadow to those hairs. Let's make a new layer above this and set it to clipping mask. Let's change the blending mode here to multiply. And let's take that dark color here, this one. Let's make the brush here 100%. And add it here like that. I want this to be still darker, so I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'll swap it to the left and pick duplicate. And I will merge those two layers together. Now I'll make a new layer for the lights. I'll set it to clipping mask. And I will change this here to add. I'll change the color. I will take this one. And I will add it in few places here on those hairs. Make them brighter. I'm just kind of doing it randomly. I'll turn on the opacity of this layer. I'll make it 80%. Now I'm going to shadow to this rim part of the coconut. So I'll go to this layer here. And I'll go to all the textures on top of it and make a new layer above it. I will set it to clipping mask. I will change this to multiply. And I will take that color, this one, this dark brown, and I will add it here like this. Make this very dark here. And now I'm going to make a new layer to add the light. I will set it to clipping mask, change this to add, take this light color here, this one, and I will add this light just a little bit here, just like that, and I will turn down the opacity of this layer. I'll make it 19%. Now I'm going to add the shadow to this part of the coconut. So I'll go here to the layer of the texture on it and make a new layer above it and set it to clipping mask. I will change this to multiply. Take that darker brown color and I will add the shadow here like this. At the bottom part of this. Over here. And it will be enough like that. Now I'll make a new layer for the lights. I'll set it to clipping mask, change this to add. I will take that light color and I will add the light over here. Very lightly. and then a little bit here at the bottom. I will turn on the opacity of this. I'll make it 24. Now let's add the light and shadow to this part of the coconut. So let's go to this layer here, make a new layer above it, set it to clipping mask, change this to add, we can start with the light. And let's add here some light. So again, let's go in those directions like that. And let's turn down the opacity of this layer. Let's make it 21%. And now let's make a layer for the shadow. Let's move this layer under the lights and change here the blending mode to multiply. Let's change the color here. Let's take this one and add the shadow here. At the edge, very lightly, and then here the bottom part. And now we can make the brush size smaller, 40%. We can turn down the opacity to 59. And let's draw the shadow here, following those lines. Now we can turn down the opacity of this. Let's make it 67. And now we can add it stronger in few places. Okay, I think this is ready. Now we can add that water. Let's open the layers and let's make a new layer on top of everything. We are going to use the selection tool to select the shape of the water splash. So let's take this. At the bottom let's pick freehand option and make sure color fill is not turned on. Let's select here along this inside of the coconut, like that. And now we can create here the splash. Close this shape and we are going to color this. Let's pick the color. Take this first one here and let's pick the brush. Tap on it again. Let's go here to airbrushing and take soft brush. Let's make the brush size 30% and turn down the opacity. Let's make it 33%. Let's color this inside now. Like that. And now we can turn off the selection and we can start adding more details to this water. Let's make a new layer for this. We can keep this color now and let's go back to the pencil brush. And first we can kind of go around this shape. Let's pick the brush size 17. We can keep that lower opacity and just draw here around this shape. Now we can add here one more splash over here. So let's just draw something like that. And now let's make the brush opacity 100%. And we can start adding here more details, but this is nothing really precise. We'll just follow kind of this shape and add some more wiggly lines like this. So sometimes I will tilt the pencil to add more texture here, lighter texture, and sometimes I'll just use it more upwards to add this color more precise and stronger. Let's draw now some droplets around here. So very lightly I will draw the shape and then I will add some more color using the pencil more upwards. Let's add some more of these blobs around here, around those shapes, on the edges of them. Now let's make a new layer to add some darker color here. Let's put this layer down here under the layer we're just drawing on. And let's pick the color. We'll take this one. And now here we can add some darker shades on this water, around those white lines. At the bottom here mostly. And then just follow the strokes you already did with the white color. Now let's turn on the opacity here. Let's make it 58. And very lightly we can add it here like that. So along this splash line here that is on the left side, that is closer to us, something like this. I will add it more here. And I will make the opacity 100% again. And I will just add a few splashes here like that. And add some more color in those ones that we already drew here. Okay, and now we have to go to the first layer, the base color of the water splash, this one. And we have to erase here some of it, so we can actually see through this more in few spots. Let's take the eraser for this. Let's tap on it. And let's set it to soft brush from a brushing. Let's make the brush size here 5%. And let's erase this very lightly here in few places. Okay, and now we can duplicate this layer and maybe turn down the opacity of this so we can get the effect that we like. And we are going to do the same to the white colors on the water. So the top layer, we are going to duplicate this. And now we can erase this in few places, so it will be stronger only in few places, not everywhere like this. So I'm doing this here randomly. And now let's change the opacity of those layers. Let's go to the layer underneath, this one, and let's change the opacity. I will make this one 65. And now I still would like to darken here this part. I think this is a little bit too bright. So I'll just go here to the layer of the shadows on this. I will make a new layer. Set it to multiply. I will go back to my pencil brush, make it 100%, and I'll just darken this here like this. And I will turn on the opacity now and make it 69%. And in the end, I'm just going to move all of this a little bit down. So I have to select all of those layers. I will swipe on them to the right. I will take the arrow tool and just move this down. And now this illustration is finished. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you can share a drawing with me on Instagram. I would love to see it. And if you'd like to draw more of me, don't forget to check out my Patreon, link is in the description. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video, bye!